Well, this is a shocking case being reported from the Hyderabad city. The police, which has now busted a surrogacy racket involving trafficking of a baby to unsuspecting parents who believed that they were receiving a surrogate child. Now let's break that out in Hyderabad surrogacy scam, where a couple who visited a fertility clinic last year to explore IVF options. Now, after initial tests, the doctors pushed them towards surrogacy and referred them to a clinic in Visakhapatnam. Now, over 9 months, the couple paid 35 lakhs. In June, they were told that their baby was born, but handed out a fake birth certificate. A DNA test later confirmed that the child had no genetic link. Investigations has now uncovered a massive illegal surrogacy racket where women seeking abortions were reportedly coerced into carrying pregnancies. And this is when it comes to money and newborns that were sold, falsely passed off as surrogate births. Now, in this case, the biological parents were originally from Assam and had settled in Hyderabad. And after the baby was given to them in Visakhapatnam, they were paid a pittance. Now, both have now been arrested for illegally handing over the newborn, and simultaneous raids that were also carried out in the clinic's branches when it comes to in Hyderabad and also in Visakhapatnam, leading to multiple arrests and the seizure of unlicensed IVF equipment and embryo samples. Now, the DCP there has now said that she hopes that the case serves as a wake-up call and raises awareness about such scams. She's also stressed that this is unlikely to be an isolated incident.
Information vastamulane immediately we have planned out this raid and we have executed this. Similarly, we hope that through this awareness conducted through this press briefing, there will be many other couples, hundreds of other couples in the area who might be approaching similar clinics. Like if we have a case, we have 100 leads, but there might be many other clinics in the area who are doing similar procedures, not just related to IVF or surrogacy. There are other things also. So whether they are doing some specimen collection. So atla ఏమైనా ఉన్నాయంటే మా నోటీస్కి తీసుకొని వస్తే ఇమీడియట్గా we will inform the medical and health department. Alternatively, you can approach the medical and health department and they will bring it to our notice, and we will definitely do a joint raid and seize all these clinics. And ee case lo kuda we have remanded them, and further action will be taken.
So further action would be taken. This possibly cannot be just one-off incident as far as the baby and how they have been now trafficked, because as far as DNA testing was concerned, the parents, the new parents, then found out that the baby that they were eagerly waiting for the last several months wasn't there in reality. Let's put out as far as the complaint details are now concerned. The couple who visited the fertility clinic in Hyderabad for IVF options back in 2024. Now, what they went through, we're just taking you through that ordeal. The doctors who recommended surrogacy after preliminary tests, and thereafter they referred them to the Visakhapatnam branch, and the clinic then promises to arrange a surrogate for them. Now, as far as the payment and delivery is concerned, the couple paid nearly 35 lakhs to the clinic over a 9-month period, and also told that the baby, their surrogate baby, would be delivered this year in the month of June 2025. However, when the baby was handed over to them, the baby wasn't there. The fake birth certificate that was issued and the DNA testing shows that there was no genetic link with the baby and the parents. However, when we talk about the investigation and its findings are concerned, as you heard from the police's side saying that there is widespread illegal surrogacy racket that seems to have been uncovered, and women who were seeking abortions apparently were coerced in carrying out when it comes to their fetuses for cash, and newborns that were sold and falsely handed over as surrogate births. Let's get in a word from Somit, who is connected with us right now. Somit, as far as these babies are now concerned, these infants, what happens to them, the newborns there? Has there any been link that has now been established when it comes to their original parents? And how did they actually become embroiled in such a scam?
See, one thing is very much clear, Amita. See, when it comes to surrogacy scams, this is not the first time, happening in the Hyderabad city, or being reported from Telangana or Andhra. And this has become, a process for the few people. It might be doctors, it might be few brokers, because they are minting out money from the couple who are actually trying to adopt IVF, and because there is also no particular, a process to identify these clinics, where they are operating and how they are operating, whether there is no proper enforcement agency which can check, because the DPH or the DME office They don't, regularly conduct any check, and that has become, a main, this thing for these clinics to be, getting operated in the Hyderabad city. And when it comes to this case, it's very unfortunate because already, nearly 9 to 10 accused have been arrested, including, the main prime accused, Dr. Atluri Namrata and Pachiala Jayanti Krishna, and also even other accused who have, cooperated in doing all this scam, including, the medical equipment was seized, mobile phones, digital devices were seized, case records and surrogacy documents were seized in this matter. And mainly, the couple who has lodged the complaint initially approached the this Srishti.
But Somit, that means if one couple found out, then there would be other, as far as when it comes to parents who have been connected with the clinic, as well, because one of them did the DNA testing. Now it seems that there would be more complaints filed if the parents actually find out and putting as far as the baby's future in the lurch.
Well, that's true. See, even the police on record, they are saying that this might be, just one couple who did this. But, around 10 earlier on the same clinic, around 10 complaints were raised in Visakhapatnam and also in the Hyderabad city. And see the audacity, it was the permission was cancelled by the medical health department. And even after that, the clinic, the clinic was continuing its operations. Just they changed the name.
And,
it was continuing the operation on the same letter pad. So they didn't even...
Well, this seems to be a big surrogacy and trafficking racket that seems to have now been uncovered in Hyderabad, in Visakhapatnam. The police say that it cannot be just an isolated incident, but think of those babies who were coerced and they were handed off to parents, families who believe that genetically their child was there. But what happens to them now remains to be seen, as we are expecting more complaints would be filed in this case. Somit, for the moment, thank you very much for joining in. Let's move on to a breaking update. We are getting to know this is from the United States. Manhattan.